Mad. We've been getting a lot of splinters in the butter lately.
Well, you can blame Jethro for the state I'm in. I declare, Jed, that boy is turning into a first-class girl chaser.
Well, I always said if you're going to do something, do it well.
That's it. Make a joke of it. What you ought to do is take him to the woodshed.
We ain't got a woodshed.
And they call this a mansion. He ought to do something. He's run out on his chores again today.
Well, Granny, he's likely just hiding. All you got to do is flush him out.
I say he ain't here. And I say he's where he is every day. Riding up and down Wilshire Boulevard on that truck, showing off to the girls.
He ain't showing off today. I just clipped his wings. I took the steering wheel.
Mark my words, Jed, that boy is headed for trouble. He's on the road to ruination.
Well, if he is, he's walking.
Don't say I didn't warn you. And it's you that give him the 3 keys to perdition.
3 keys to perdition?
Fine clothes, fancy car, and 50 cents a week. And it's you that'll reap the harvest when the seeds of temptation is trampled on by the little foxes. Because as the rod is spared, so is the twig bent. And then the dancers has got to pay for casting the first stone.
I don't know what she said, but she sure could stir up a camp meeting with us.
Boy, driving that thing without a steering wheel sure keeps a fella hustling. I pretty near run over that little old gal.
What little old gal?
Well, that one coming up the driveway yonder.
Who is she?
I don't know.
Howdy, ma'am.
Howdy. Is this here the Clampett place?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Jed Clampett, and this here is my nephew, Jethro Bodie.
Howdy.
Howdy. I reckon y'all don't remember me, do you?
Well, you look familiar, but I just can't place you.
You remember the Fetty family? Lived back over Possum Ridge?
Why, sure. Are you one of Jake Fetty's girls?
I'm Emmeline.
Well, bless my soul. Jethro, you recollect the Fetty girl?
I sure do. Why, I used to chuck rocks at them.
Jethro's growed up a lot since then.
So she.
Yeah, well, come on in. It's mighty pleasure to see you. Jethro, where's your manners? Emmeline's tired.
Oh, yes, sir, Uncle Jed.
Granny!
Jethro done got married.
Down.
I warned you, Jed. I told you this would happen if you let him run wild.
They just met.
Oh, it's worse than I thought. How could you marry a stranger?
We ain't married.
No.
This little girl is from back home. She just...
I'll bet you don't recognize her, do you?
Who don't? I never forget a face.
Granny, we ain't seen this family in some time. They used to...
Now, don't tell me. I'll get her place right off. Gertrude Suppmeyer. Isabel Gooch. Frida Boggs. Florence Twitty. F.C. Holt. Fanny Bell Nichols. Lily Holmes. Lucilla Childs.
Granny.
Now, don't tell me. Don't tell me I never forget a face.
Give me a little hint. Possum Ridge. Jake and Dora.
Of course. Dora Ridge. Dora Possum.
This is Jake and Dora Fetty's girl, Emmeline.
Why'd you have to tell me? I'd have got it. Honey.
Thank you, Granny.
Well, Jethro, let's get Emmeline settled up in the spare room next to Ellie Mae.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Ellie, put her down. I meant to take her things up to the spare room.
Oh, now, wait. I just come by to make my handies. I don't aim to put my feet under your table.
Hey, looky here. A cuckoo clock.
Paul had me fetch this along to get me up mornings. He said the hotel might not have a rooster.
Oh, Emmeline, you're at home, folks. We can't let you stay in a hotel.
Bus driver said that I might be able to get into the YWCA.
I wouldn't stay no place that had to be spelt in mixed company.
You're staying right here.
I sure don't want to be any bother.
Won't be no bother at all. I'll just water the soup. Howdy.
Ellie Mae, you recognize this girl?
Now, don't waste your time, Jed. She ain't got my memory for faces. This is Emmeline Fetty from back home.
Oh, hi there, Emmeline. Howdy, Ellie. My goodness, y'all sure wear short dresses out here.
Oh, this here's what you call a beach jacket.
Ellie, you're showing your skimpies.
This is a bathing suit.
A bathing suit?
I reckon you ain't never seen nothing like that before, have you?
I sure never. Back home, folks still takes a bath with nothing on.
Well, Ellie Mae explained it to you. Ellie, suppose you take Emmeline up and show her that spare room next to yours and see if she's made comfortable.
Sure will, Paul. Come on, Emmeline. Later on, we'll go swimming in a cement pond.
Jed, how come Jake and Dory didn't write us their daughter was coming to California?
Could be because they can't write.
Why'd you come?
Could be because they sent her.
What for?
Well, Granny, when you got as many young'uns as the Fettys, you don't need too big a reason for getting shed of one.
They sure had a house full, didn't they?
It is for a fact. You throw a rock on their roof, it looked like school was letting out.
I declare, y'all so good to me, it's just making my head spin. I think I better lay down for a spell.
What's that thing? Oh, that there's a telephone. Why, you can talk to folks that lives miles away from here on that.
What'll they think of next?
Well, I'll be back directly, Emmeline.
Bye, Ellie. Colonel, Rita. Okay, I'm in Fort Knox. Yeah, they fell for it. Hook, line, and spare room. Great job of research on that Fetty family. I thought there was something you dreamed up. Don't worry. I've got enough photographs and tape recordings to shake Jed Clampett loose from a cool million.
Emmeline's just a pining and hunting to go swimming, but she don't want to wear no bathing suit.
What?
Go put the steering wheel on the truck.
Well, I already done that.
Well, then drive it down to the station and fill it with gas.
Well, I done that too.
Then drive it around till it needs doing again and then do it again.
But Uncle Jed, that ain't...
Oh, boy.
Got gas.
Ellie Mae, you give Emmeline one of your bathing suits and explain to her...
Well, I done give her one of my bathing suits, Paul, but she's scared you won't like her showing her limbs.
Well, I gotta admit, it did jolt me some when we first come out here, but seems all the young'uns do it, so tell her it's all right.
Well, I did, Paul, but she says she ain't gonna budge out of her room until you come up and tell her it's fitting.
Well, that's the way it has to be.
Who is it?
It's me, Jed Clampett. I just want to say it's all right for you to go swimming in your swimming suit. See you downstairs.
Just wait a minute. Don't go away. Oh, Mr. Clampett, it's you.
Yes, ma'am.
Gracious, and I'm standing here with my bare limbs showing. Why, I'm so ashamed.
Well, no call for you to feel ashamed, Emmeline. Things are different out here than they is back home.
Please let me go to the YWCA.
Oh, you're staying right here.
Oh, don't do that, Mr. Clampett.
What? Oh, don't do what?
Don't shut the door.
All right, leave it open.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I trust you. Honest, I do. You remind me so much of my daddy.
Well, that's funny. He wasn't no more than 5 feet tall.
Yeah. Why, he wouldn't have come up any more back here on you.
Miss Emmeline, I think that clock of yours is busted. I think I'll take it downstairs and fix it.
Oh, don't do that, Mr. Clampett. It's all right.
But that little bird keeps jumping out and cuckooing all the time.
Well, maybe it's the mating season.
Miss Emmeline, I think you better forget about swimming and have yourself a little rest.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're the nicest man, Mr. Clampett.
There it goes again. Miss Emmeline, I think you and that clock is both wound up too tight.
Jed, what's taking you so long?
Well, it's the mating season for cuckoos.
What?
Well, you see, that little bird kept jumping out of the clock, and Miss Emmeline said, never mind. Anyway, she ain't going swimming.
Oh, yes, I am.
Well, I thought you was all tuckered out.
Not anymore. I feel like $1 million. Colonel, Rita. Listen, you clown. Why didn't you tell me my father was 5 feet tall? Oh, I covered for it all right. And I've got some great films and tape. Okay, I'll meet you at the camera store at 2 o'clock.
Emmeline, you out here?
I've gotta go. King Kong is stalking the set.
Hey, what you doing?
Jethro, there's a bee in this gourd, and it's just a buzzing to beat the band.
Well, that ain't no gourd.
Well, it's got a vine on it.
Let's hear. Here's our telephone, you poor dumb country girl.
Sorry.
Oh, shucks. No, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You won't believe this, but 4 years ago when we came here, well, I was just as big a hick as you are.
Oh, go on.
Well, yeah, it's the truth. Well, I was a regular hayseed.
You sure have changed.
Well, I reckon it's living so close to Hollywood, some of that movie star stuff just rubbed off on me.
Can we get to town by 2 o'clock? Well, I want to get back here in time for Machoa's.
Well, I'll check the time. Oh, let's see.
Land sakes, look at that watch.
You noticed it, huh? My Uncle Jed gave it to me. Let me pick it out myself.
It's a doozy.
See that little mouse with them short breeches and them yellow gloves? Well, his hands tell the time.
What time is it now?
I don't know. One of the hands fell off.
Excuse me, Chief. There's a Colonel Foxhall to see you.
Has he got an appointment?
No, but he says it concerns $1 million.
He's got an appointment.
Colonel.
Thank you, my dear.
Colonel Foxhall?
Colonel Gaylord Meriwether Foxhall, at your service, sir.
My pleasure.
Sit down. Thank you.
Well, I understand this concerns $1 million.
Yes, I believe I am conservative in valuing the contents of this portmanteau at $1 million cash.
Miss Hathaway, bring in a deposit slip.
Oh, but I'm not depositing. I am withdrawing.
What do you mean withdrawing? How can you withdraw if you haven't got any money in the bank?
Yes, sir, but I believe Mr. Clampett has a great deal of money in your bank. And it's $1 million of his that I plan to withdraw.
You a friend of Jed Clampett?
I never met the gentleman.
Miss Hathaway, what's the idea of letting this southern fried phony in my office?
An appointment?
You said he had $1 million. Now throw him out.
Mr. Drysdale, before you make any rash decisions, what does this look like to you?
Like a wild old man after a sweet young girl.
Exactly. Would you care to identify that wild old man?
That's Jed Clampett.
Possible. Yes.
Here are some others you might care to peruse. They tell the sordid tale of a sweet, innocent country girl who was lured into the mansion of a Beverly Hills millionaire. Once inside, this frightened maiden pleaded to be allowed the sanctuary of the YWCA. But her pleas fell on deaf and decadent ears.
Now look, I don't.
Thereupon, as these pictures so clearly illustrate, the sanctity of her boudoir was brazenly invaded by this backwoods Bluebeard. But Mr. Clampett did, my dear, and the scars upon the soul of this sweet, simple maiden can be erased only by time. Time and $1 million. Cash.
This is out-and-out extortion, the old Badger game. I'm going to call the police.
Mr. Drysdale, you do lack imagination. I believe, Mr. Clampett, you should be an officer in your bank.
Well, Chief, you did make him vice president for a day.
So, let's look at tomorrow morning's headlines.
Commerce Bank officer in love with this scandal.
Well, that's just a dummy newspaper.
True. The real one will be profusely illustrated by these fascinating photographs.
Wrong number.
Oh, here you are, Uncle Jed. Can we have us that man-to-man talk?
Sure, sit down. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Emmeline Fetty. Can her and me get married?
Married?
Yeah, you see, she is crazy mad, desperate in love with me.
It's kind of sudden, ain't it?
I reckon. But you got to remember, she's just a plain, dumb old country girl. She ain't never seen nobody like me before. Said so herself.
When did all this come about?
When I was driving her into town and back. I didn't aim for it to happen. I tried to keep the lid clamped down on my charm, but something must have slopped over.
And now she's crazy mad in love with you, huh?
Is she ever? Why, all the way home, she kept trying to get me to drive to some out-of-the-way place where we could be alone.
No fooling.
Yeah, kept asking me to get lost.
Boy, I don't believe I'd rush you into anything.
But Ed, she needs a husband. Well, that's an awful dumb girl. You know that cuckoo clock that needed fixing?
Yeah?
She took it to a camera store.
You sure you want to marry a girl that dumb?
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Jed. I'm smart enough for both of us. You should have seen her face when I told her that I graduated 6th grade.
Well, that would carry weight with the Fetties. It never was long on learning.
I think it was my cipher that really put a match to her heart and set her flaming with desire.
You ciphered for her, did you?
Uncle Jed, when I got to the multiplication table at 12, it like it drove her crazy. She commenced moaning, gasping for breath, and her eyes rolled back in her head.
Good thing you didn't cipher no gazenta. She might have married you then and there.
I'll go do something for her right now. Emmeline! Hey, Emmeline!
Wait a minute, boy. We just come back.
Emmeline! Oh, here you are. Hey, listen to this. A 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 10 twice.
I still say the Clampetts are innocent. And Emmeline is just a Jezebel, pruded by this.
Help! Help!
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Jethro, come back here.
Stop chasing her. Put her down. She don't belong to you yet.
Oh, yes, she does.
Oh, she knows. Go in, folks. Put her down, Jethro.
Shocking. Shocking. Why, they're fighting over her like beasts. I'm not so sure we should settle for $1 million.
What do you think, Granny?
Oh, I like this one, Jed.
They're all good pictures. What are you asking for these, Colonel Foxhole?
Foxhall, sir. I'm asking $1 million.
$1 million?
Well, I ain't bought many pictures, but that does seem a mite steep.
Mr. Clampett, if you don't need his price, these pictures will appear on the front page of tomorrow's newspaper.
Well, there's an idea, Granny. Let's wait till tomorrow and cut them out of the paper.
Good thinking, Jed. Excuse me, everybody. I got a brace of possum in the oven.
I hope you'll stay to supper, Colonel. Granny's possum is finger-licking good.
Mr. Clampett, I find your levity and jocularity most inappropriate to the solemn occasion which has brought us together here, and I will tolerate no further sham or delay while this sweet, innocent girl suffers the pangs of purloined probity.
Well, doggy. Put him with Granny, and a pair of them would tear a camp meeting wide open.
What happened to Emmeline? Oh, there you are. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 24.
Please.
Oh, it drives you wild, too, huh, Miss Jane? What are these pictures? Hey, Uncle Jed, you're kissing my girl.
Jethro.
No wonder you sent me out of the house this morning. Why, you was aiming to steal my sweetie.
Jethro.
Keep talking, boy. I'm recording every word.
I'm sorry, Uncle Jed, but we're going to have to fight us a duel.
Now, look, boy.
I'll be back quick as I can find a glove to slap you with.
Mr. Clampett, I urge you to make some sort of settlement.
Decency demands it, sir. And I say to you, if satisfaction is not...
Colonel, come down off your stump. I aim to do the right thing.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Miss Emmeline and me will be married right off. Roll to the Hills demands it. I done seen her in her skimpies and flimsies. We leave for Bug Tussle tonight. Honeymoon in Snyder's Swamp.
What?
And we'll move into that little shack back to Possum Ridge with your ma and pa and 17 sisters.
You gotta be out of your skull.
Now, my dear.
Stop, Dad. I'm blowing this caper.
Hey, Emmeline. I couldn't find the glove to swap my Uncle Jed with, but will you marry me without a duel?
Get lost.
Hot dog! Uncle Jed!
In my life when I'm lost in the dark, you're my stars in the sky like a ship in the night. Without you I'm adrift, you're my gift, swift lift when I need that shift. Yeah, I need you on repeat, no fade out. You're my melody, no break, no way out. In the chorus of my life you play loud. In my heart, in my soul you stay proud. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So here's to you, the beats of my heart. Together, never apart from me and to the start. You're my muse, my tune and my card. You're the heart.
James, and you're going to receive a handsome reward from my bank.
Oh, just doing my job, Mr. Drysdale. I don't want any reward.
No. I insist. Miss Hathaway, see that this fine detective receives one of our new calendars.
All right, Foxy.
Foxhole, sir. Colonel Gaylord Mayweather Foxhole.
Ah, Colonel Baloney, you're a thief and an extortionist. Hanging's too good for you.
Now, take it easy, Mr. Drysdale.
He tried to blackmail Mr. Clampett for $1 million.
I know the charge, and the moment Mr. Clampett identifies him, he'll be arraigned.
I'll identify him. He's a crook and a murderer.
Murder?
That $1 million would have come from my bank.
And believe me, that would have killed him.
Stand aside, you miserable money merchant.
You touch me with that, and you'll receive the thrashing of your life. Now look, that did it. Thrash him, Miss Hathaway.
Control yourself.
Would you please drive him around the block till he cools off?
Of course, Lieutenant.
Well, keep your eyes open for the Colonel's accomplice. We think she may still be hiding in the neighborhood.
Oh, yes, that's the young lady who claimed to be Emmeline Fetty from back in the hills.
Actually, her name is Rita Rio, alias Country Kate, and she's one of the cleverest girls in the whole extortion racket.
She's a shameless Jezebel. She deliberately tricked Mr. Clampett into a compromising situation and took pictures with which to blackmail that
Mr. Drysdale, we know what she did. Now, the moment she's apprehended, she'll go to jail.
If the Clampetts find her first, she'll never make it to jail.
What do you mean?
Did you ever hear of mountain justice? An eye for an eye. They're probably out right now tracking down that girl with their trusty bloodhound.
Mr. Drysdale's dog can sit up and speak. You can't even fetch a stick. Now watch. Go! Get it, go! Get it, boy! Get it, go! Now watch!
Jethro,
Do?
come over here. I want to talk to you.
Listen, Duke. When I said that Mr. Drysdale's dog could speak, I didn't mean words. I meant whoofs and barks and bark, bark. Like that. You know? Emmeline?
Shh. Help me over.
Well, where you been?
I've been hiding.
Well, who from?
The police.
What for?
They think I was trying to trick y'all out of money.
You? A dumb old country girl? Trick us? That's a laugh.
Yeah, ain't it so?
Well, everybody knows the Fetties was the dumbest, tackiest, homeliest bunch in the hill.
I know it.
Oh, come on now. Don't go to bawling. For somebody to come from a box of culls, you ain't such a mess.
Thank you, Jethro.
As for being dumb, you got to remember, next to me, pretty near anybody'd look dumb.
Gee, I wish I was as smart as you. 'Cause then I could figure out how to get away from the police.
Well, I'll think of something for you.
Oh, would you, Jethro?
Why, sure. It'd be a shame to let an education like mine go to waste. Besides, I kind of like you.
You're just teasing me.
Oh, no, I ain't. Well, why, one time I was thinking of...
Jethro, remember you were going to help me figure out how to get away from the police?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll sit right down here and get my brain to clicking.
I think better setting. Now, let's see.
I sure do appreciate this. Jethro. Jethro.
Did I think of something?
Oh, yeah. And you talked in your sleep, too.
What'd I say?
Well, you said, since the police were looking for a dumb old country girl, that I ought to sneak up them back stairs and put on one of them fancy dresses that Ellie gave me.
Yeah?
Then you said you'd learn me how to be a sophisticated city girl. The police would never know it was me.
Hot dog! I sure come up with a dandy, didn't I?
You did.
And that was just while my brain was a-coasting. Think of what I'd have come up with if I'd have throwed that scamp into high gear.
Why, it plumb scares me to think about it.
For the last time, I implore you, do not summon Mr. Clamper to this door and unleash upon my snowy brow the fearful fury of mountain vengeance.
Mr. Clampett has to identify you and sign a complaint.
Then I warn you, my blood is on your hands and upon your conscience the everlasting...
Doggone. I thought I heard speech making out here. Come on in, Colonel Foxhole. You too, young fella.
That is Foxhall.
Oh, glad to meet you, Mr. Foxhole. You two got names a heap alike, ain't you?
My name is Richards. I'm a bunco specialist.
A bunco specialist?
Yes, sir. I handle frauds, swindles, blackmails, things like that.
Maybe it's none of my business, Colonel, but why would you want to take up with a swindler?
No, you don't understand.
Well, look who's here, Colonel Foxhole. And who's this young feller?
Granted, the name is Foxhall.
Howdy, Mr. Foxhole.
No, I'm not Foxhall.
He claims he's Richards, but I hear tell that criminals changing their names a lot.
Criminals?
He admits to being a swindler and a blackmailer.
Just a minute. Let me see if I can get this straightened out for you. My name is Frank Richards. Lieutenant Frank Richards.
Now he's claiming to be in the army.
What are y'all doing down here? Oh, howdy, Colonel Foxhole.
Foxhall.
Oh, you calling him that? He won't answer to that name.
Before things become any more confused, we're here for one purpose, to have you identify a criminal. Now,
Well, how can I do that when you can't make up your own mind who you are?
is he a criminal?
Indeed he is, Jethro. Seize him.
No, wait a minute. I got it.
Excellent. Now, you hold him while I go summon help.
Stop him. Hey, Uncle Jed. He's got a gun under his coat.
What can you say?
Why, that ornery rascal.
Now, look.
Young fella, it's bad enough being a swindler, but when you come into my home toting a pistol, you done muddied up my creek.
You're going to get a whooping. Take him to the woodshed, Jethro.
We ain't got no woods yet. I'll take him to the cellar. Down! Now, you just stop squirming.
Hey, Jethro, what you got there?
I got me a little old swindler, that's what.
Oh, what you doing with it?
Oh, I'm taking him down to the cellar. Miss, can you make him turn loose of me?
I sure can.
You can't neither.
I can, too.
You can't.
Can.
Can't.
I'll show you. Oh, now I've got me a little old swindler.
You give me back my swindler.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Come in, come in.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
You missed a big excitement.
Oh, really?
He doesn't have just a swindler.
Oh, yes, I know about that. Where is the scoundrel?
Got him tied up down the cellar?
Oh, good, good. I was hoping you'd give him a taste of mountain justice. He's a crook, a charlatan, a blackmailer.
He may be all that, Mr. Drysdale, but you got to admire his spunk. Granny done does it as rich as twice, and he still claims to be the detective. to give us a little trouble, but I ain't going to complain.
Emmeline, it's me, Jethro.
Howdy, Val. Is Emmeline here?
I'm Emmeline.
Hot dog! I done worked my magic on you, didn't I?
Oh, dear. I reckon you're smarter than a circus dog.
Well, yeah. If I can learn you to talk as good as me, you'll fool police for sure.
Think you can?
Oh, heck yeah. You ain't no dumber than old Duke, and I learned him.
What do you want me to do?
Well, let's hear you say, the goo in the slough gets mainly in your shoe.
The goo in the slough gets mainly in your shoe.
I think you got it. Yeah. You might find it hard to fit it into a conversation, especially during a dry spell.
I'll watch for my chance.
And now I got to learn you how to walk.
Well, I know how to walk.
Oh, you know how to walk country. I'm going to learn you how to walk city. Now you try.
How's that?
Done it again, didn't I?
Just a regular genius.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Now all I gotta do is get to town, find me a job, pick out a new name.
A new name?
Yeah. Police are looking for Emmeline Fatty. I gotta change it.
Oh, yeah. I got it, Alberta Fetty.
No, I think the Fetty has to go too. What I need is a city name.
Well, how about Chicago?
I mean a Christian name.
What about St. Louis?
I'll think of a name while I'm looking for a job. Jethro.
Oh, no, that's my name.
Do you think I could pull a job? I mean, get a job at the bank? I mean, do you think Mr. Drysdale would recognize me?
Heck no. Well, I didn't even recognize you, and he ain't half as smart as me. I'll even learn you to decipher.
Boy.
Oh, no, that won't work. I done made you too pretty.
What do you mean?
Why, his wife is jealous as a cat with one kitten.
Really?
Why, if she saw him with you, why, she'd snatch him bald.
You just drop me off at the bank. I'll take care of things from there, Jethro.
Oh, are you fetching along your cuckoo clock?
Oh, well, it needs repairing.
Well, don't take it to the camera store again, you dumb old girl.
I will.
I'll show you a place right near the bank on Beverly Boulevard.
Thank you. Say, there's a name I could use.
Boulevard?
Beverly.
Oh.
All I need's a surname.
Galahad!
Jethro.
Done it again, didn't I?
Excuse me, Chief. This young lady is a special investigator from the district attorney's office.
Yes, Mr. Drysdale. We've recovered an important piece of evidence. The camera with which Emmeline Fetty took those incriminating pictures of Mr. Clampett.
Excellent, excellent. See that she gets the calendar I promised that jerky detective.
You see, Mr. Drysdale, the camera is concealed within this cuckoo clock and is activated by means of an electronic triggering device.
Poor, simple, trusting Jed Clampett. He still doesn't know what happened.
Precisely why I came to you, Mr. Drysdale. I thought a man of your intelligence and sophistication might be able to help me reconstruct the modus operandi used by this Emmeline Fetty.
Oh, I'd be glad to cooperate.
Excuse me, that isn't her real name, is it?
No, it's Rita Rio, alias Country Kate.
That's too bad I didn't see her first. I would have spotted her as an adventuress immediately.
Really?
Oh, yes. Of course, as president of a bank, I have to be able to judge character at a glance.
So young to be a bank president.
Young in years, perhaps, but in wisdom and experience. Hathaway, you may return to your office. This is a confidential crime detection matter. Take a coffee break. Now, where were we?
We were going to try and figure out how Mr. Clambert could have allowed himself to be photographed in those incriminating poses.
Oh, well, that's not hard. First of all, you've got to remember that he's a simple man from the hills, naive and unsuspecting.
Just the opposite of you.
Exactly. She probably put this cuckoo clock on a table or dresser or something, and then concealed this gadget in her hand.
I see.
And then she probably threw her arms around him and
You mean
kissed
like
him.
this?
Yes, it was probably something like that.
I'm so grateful to you, Mr. Drysdale.
My pleasure. Let me know how things develop.
Oh, we're expecting a development very shortly. And we will make sure that you get the picture.
And they talk about police brutality.
Uncle Jed, I done decided on my life's calling.
Well, good, boy. What's it going to be? Atomic scientist or fry cook?
Neither one. I'm going to open me up a charm school.
What?
A charm school. Why, Uncle Jed, I took a poor, dumb old country gal and turned her into a regular Theta-Barra.
You did?
Yeah. Well, man, you should have seen me. I learned her to dress fancy, talk city, and strut around like a flat-footed goose on a hot rock. Well, I mean, when I got through with her, she was pretty enough to pick and sweet enough to put up in a jar. Oh, you'd have never thought that she come from back in the... They'll give away who she is.
Emmeline Fetty?
Who told you? Who give it away, Uncle Jed? Did somebody Duke?
What?
That's what I get for learning that liver-lipped hound dog to talk.
How are you ranting about?
Oh, don't try to cover up for him, Uncle Jed.
Excuse me, Chief. Colonel Foxhall insists upon seeing you.
Greetings, my
Get
dear.
out of here, you crook! It's bad enough for you to be running loose at the Clamperts, but I will not have you in my bank.
Now, calm yourself.
If you stay around here, you're going to be in real trouble. There was a young lady here from the district attorney's office, and if she comes back and finds you
Was
here...
that the young lady?
Yes, and if she...
Now, I'm going to get right to the point. I'm going to let you have these at a most reasonable price.
Oh, no! Not one penny. You're not dealing with Jed Clampett right now. You're dealing with a man of the world. Right to the police, that's where I'm going.
Right to your wife. That's where these are going.
They want it?
Unless I have your certified check for $50,000 within 5 minutes, my associate will deliver duplicates of these pictures to Mrs. Drysdale.
No.
What you crying about, Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I'm being victimized by this blackguard. He'll ruin my marriage if I don't pay him $50,000.
I can beat that deal for you, Colonel.
You mean you're offering more money?
No, I'm offering to keep you out of jail. You promise to behave yourself, Mr. Drysdale, let you go.
No, I'm in no position to bargain. Even now, duplicates of these pictures are being delivered to my wife.
You mean these?
Where did you get those pictures?
Took them off Emmeline when I sent her sneaking over to the Drysdale. Come on in, Emmeline.
gorilla's got arms pretty near as long as mine.
Come on, Maybab. Let's go in the ice bar. We can have one.
Uncle Jed, you gonna get Ellie Mae a gorilla?
Granny and me were just talking it over.
He's awful nice to have.
I'm again him. Ellie's too busy taking care of her critters now.
A gorilla can do that for her.
Ain't a gorilla a critter?
Oh, yeah? Except he's smarter than most. Pretty near as smart as me.
What the hell?
Pretty near as big as me, too. And can work like me.
Well, if he eats like you, forget it. I ain't cooking for another table buzzard.
You wouldn't have to cook for him. Gorillas don't eat nothing but leaves.
Leave?
Well, yes, sir. And talk about strong. Well, I could learn that rascal to chop wood, pull a plow, or do...
Do what?
Do the ironing or the washing or whatever else you said.
What do you think, Granny?
Well, it won't do no harm to take a look at one.
Yeah, we could take him on approval.
I'll call Mr. Drysdale, see can he find us one.
Hot dog. I know you're going to like having a gorilla around. I'll go read up on him in the encyclopedia. There's lots of things they can take.
Well, good morning, Mr. Drysdale. This here is Jed Clampett.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, good money. Morning. What can I do for you?
Well, I'd like to ask you a little favor.
Consider it done. Anytime I can't do you a little favor, I'll transfer your $60 million into another bank.
Well, thank you. You ain't never failed us yet.
And I won't fail you now. What is it you'd like?
Well, we'd like us a gorilla.
One gorilla coming up.
One gorilla. Did you say gorilla?
Did you say gorilla?
Yes, sir. One of them big apes.
The kind of these leaves.
Can you get him over here this morning, Mr. Drysdale?
Sooner the better. How about it?
Well, Mr. Clampett, there's nothing I'd rather do than get you a gorilla.
Well, thank you. I knew we could count on you. Bye.
But, Mr. Clampett, hold on. Well, Miss Hathaway, you certainly got me into a mess this time.
I haven't done anything.
That's why I'm in a mess. Next time you answer the phone. I can't get him a gorilla. What am I going to do?
Well, you've already provided the answer to that.
I have?
Yes. Transfer Mr. Clampett's $60 million to another bank.
Put him up.
Calm down. Now, it is obvious the Clampetts have never seen a gorilla. Just take them to the zoo. One look at that fearsome anthropoid beating his huge chest, baring his fangs.
No. I made Jed Clampett a promise, and I'm going to keep it.
But, Chief, you can't deliver a live gorilla to their home.
You just get those letters typed. I'm going to handle this on the executive level. Have no fear. Lord Greystoke is here. Tommy. Miss Hathaway, this is Tom Kelly, the greatest gorilla impersonator in the business.
Chief, you might have prepared me.
Well, I wanted to test the effect.
Well, it's devastating. How did he get in the bank?
Oh, he changed the men's room down the hall.
Pardon me, Mr. Drysdale, but there's one of your tellers out in the window ledge.
This is an amazingly authentic costume. You really gave me a start.
I've even frightened other gorillas. You can imagine what I'm going to do to those hillbillies.
Oh, exactly. What is the plan?
Well, I'm going to be delivered to the Clampett doorstep, just as Mr. Drysdale promised. But in a cage, of course.
I see.
Now, when they come out to look at me, I put on my act. I start pounding my chest, and then I snarl, and I reach for them through the bars.
Well, that should certainly convince them they can never make a pet of a gorilla. May I?
Go ahead. Now, in case that shouldn't work, one side of the cage has got some trick bars, so I can spread them out like gargantua. Well, when I start to bend those big steel bars to get out, people really panic. Otis, get the teller off the ledge.
No, I found out he was due for a raise, so I left him out there to think it over. Now, Tommy, the truck will deliver you to the Clampetts in your cage. And when you've done your act, you'll come back here with... Miss Hathaway, take that off. Oh, yes. When you come back here, we'll settle the
Oh, that's very funny.
Come on, everybody, he's here.
Mr. Drysdale sure kept his word.
Don't go too close right off. We don't want to scare him.
How come he's in a cage?
So he won't run away, I reckon.
Don't worry about that. I'll butter his paws.
Sure is big and stout, ain't he, Granny?
Appears to be if he ain't all hair.
Granny, the way he's thumping himself, I think he's got a touch of heartburn.
Yeah. Probably from eating all them leaves.
Could be they's repeating on him.
I'll stir up some soda water and peppermint. That ought to ease him some.
Ain't he cute, Pa?
I don't know if I'd call him cute, Ellie, but it's hard to look pleasant with an upset stomach. You've been reading up on this critter. Don't he eat anything besides leaves?
Just roots and bark and stuff. He's what you call herbivorous.
Nice name.
Gonna call him Herbie.
Ellie Mae, run in the house and tell Granny to hurry up with that peppermint and soda water. This poor critter is suffering something pitiful. Now, hang on, Herbie. Hep's on the way.
Granny's coming.
Herbie, you're going to feel better now.
Here you are, boy. Just bring this down. Why, you ornery varmint?
Granny, you hurt him.
I'm going to learn him some manners.
Now, Granny, you got to make allowance. Look out! Heartburn or no heartburn, I ain't going to stand still for that. Unlock the door, Jethro.
I can't, Uncle Jed. It's padlocked.
I know you, Herbie.
I'll learn you to pick on a poor, weak, helpless old...
Look at that.
You hadn't ought to got Granny riled.
You're going to the woodshed. And when I'm done with you, your heart won't be the only thing burning. Cut me a switch.
Please, Granny, don't switch him. Give him another chance. You sorry, ain't you, Herbie? You ain't gonna be bad no more, are you?
Doggies, Jethro's right. He's pretty near human.
Too human, if you ask me. Jethro, take him upstairs and get him into some clothes.
Clothes?
You heard me. Get going.
Come on, Herbie. He don't want to go, Granny.
Who asked him?
It's all right, Herbie. Maybe I'll wear his clothes, and while you's getting dressed, I'll get you a nice basket of leaves to eat.
Now get on upstairs with Jethro.
He appears like he's got a mind of his own.
Well, he can't learn too young that we don't take orders from AIP.
Jethro, fetch him back.
Give me your pocket knife, Jed. I'm gonna have to cut me a switch.
Well, Granny, let's try kindness first. Remember, his stomach is out of whack.
I offered him some soda water, and he knocked it out of my hand and fetched me a wrap on my head.
Try a cup of your hot possum broth. That'll get him to smiling.
Open the door, somebody.
Come on, Herb. Come on, show Granny how nice you look. What do you think, Granny?
He looks like Leif Crick.
Them's Leif's overalls he's wearing. Good thing he left them behind.
My clothes was too binding on him. Uncle Jed's, too.
That's a big mess of monkey. Never did get underdrawers on him.
Well, I'll run him up a couple of pair. Come on, Herbie. Let's get more. Don't you give me
Granny!
Oh, you just wait till I cut me a switch.
We washed him upstairs. Take him to the table, Jethro.
Come on, Herbie.
You can forget about switching him. He's got a hide on his seat that thick.
No.
You could sole a shoe with him.
Here you are, Herbie. I picked you a basket of nice fresh leaves.
Now, hold on, Ellie. We think that's what give him the dyspepsy.
But Uncle Jed, that's what the encyclopedia says, that gorillas like to eat.
Granny made him some nice soup.
Well, let's let Herbie decide which one he'd rather have. You want leaves?
Here's what he wants. some of Granny's possum broth. This'll put hair on your chest.
Got a dandy head of grease on it.
Thank you. And you see them little chunks floating around in there? To give it extra flavor, I diced up the tail. Take that hairy goomer out of my kitchen. He ain't fit to sit at the table. Please.
Come on, Herbie.
Oh, you let go of him, Jumper. He's my gorilla.
I don't fight over him, young'uns. There's enough ape there for everybody.
They wanted a gorilla, I delivered a gorilla.
Well, where do you suppose Mr. Kelly is now?
Probably at the bank trying to collect his fee.
Well, didn't you make arrangements?
Of course. He's to get his money from one of the tellers. The one who's out on the ledge.
Come on, Herbie. You gotta get this wood split before Granny finds us.
Please, Paul, make him stop. Jethro's gonna have my gorilla too tired to wrestle.
I wonder how Jethro got him to work so hard.
Well, like I keep telling you, Herbie, if you don't get this wood split, I'm gonna make you eat that possum soup.
Jethro? You got that poor ape busier than a beaver in a sawmill.
Oh, heck, Uncle Jed. He ain't even worked up a sweat.
It's kind of frazzled to me.
Now I'm gonna learn him to plow, hoe taters, and mow the lawn.
No, you ain't neither. Paul got that gorilla for me and Maybelle.
Yeah, but he's real handy at doing
Jethro,
things like...
let Ellie have him for a spell.
Come on, Maybelle. I want you to meet your big brother Herbie. And he's gonna take you for a nice little stroll.
Sorry, Chief, no sign of life.
I just had a horrible thought. What if that gorilla scared them so bad they went back to the hills?
Oh, I hardly...
That's what probably happened. One look at that terrifying beast, and they hopped in the truck and took off. Now, we'll never see them again.
Chief! Isn't that the terrifying beast approaching?
Wearing clothes and pushing a baby bunny. Tommy, what happened?
You and your simple hillbillies. I'm getting out of here.
No, wait.
Wait, nothing. They're working me to death.
Now, Tommy, listen to reason.
You can't take my car!
Come on there, you hairy varmint! Get out of that car and into the kitchen before I take this stick to you.
No, Granny, don't hit him.
That's what Jed said. And look what it got us. A car thief.
Granny,
He's in the kitchen like a... It happens every time. Spare the rod and spoil the ape.
Mr. Clampett, you can't domesticate a gorilla. Do I?
Have them do ironing and things like that.
They're dangerous. You can't trust them.
That's the truth. Look what he done to Granny's bloomer. I want her to see him. She'd scorch his. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just waving to the gorilla. You know, I'd like to try and make friends with him. Do you mind?
No. He needs all the friends he can get.
I wonder if I could be along with him.
Well, if you want to chance it. He gets mighty peevish at times. We think it's on account of the indigestion.
I'm not worried. Somehow I get the feeling that underneath this frightening-looking exterior is something almost human.
Me too, Chief, and I get the feeling he's trying to tell you something.
What's going on? Is Mr. Drysdale wanting his ape back? Just when we cured his dyspepsy, give him nice clothes and learn him to do something useful.
No. I'm trying to establish a rapport with him.
You If he needs a rat, use this on him.
Oh, we'll get along just fine. Now, Miss Hathaway, I want you to take Granny and Mr. Clampett into the far end of the house, so my friend here will know I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I'll go along with that. Come on, Granny. Oh, by the way, his name is Herbie.
And don't turn your back on him. I still ain't forgot the clout on the noggin he give me.
Tommy, you struck that poor little old lady.
That poor little old lady gave me a shot in the mouth that loosened my teeth. Now, you give me my money. I'm getting out of here.
No. Not until the job is finished.
The job is finished. Pay me.
No, please, Tommy, listen to reason. The Clampetts think you're a real gorilla.
Oh, you're going to think so, too, unless you give me my dough.
Oh, no. We made a deal, and you're a professional actor.
And I'm also a wood chopper. And a nurse made to a chip. And as soon as I get finishing ironing these flour sack drawers, that big goon Jethro's gonna hook me up to a plow. And you know something? I gotta do all that on green leaves and possum broth.
You let them bluff you. Frighten them. Beat your chest.
Every time I beat my chest, that little old lady beats my...
Oh, don't be such a baby.
Look, Mr. Drysdale, I need money for new teeth. Unless you pay me, I'm gonna use yours.
Your money's at the bank.
I'll see.
Now, just hold it, Kelly. If you walk out of me right now, you'll have a suit on your hands.
Oh. Here. Now, you got a suit in your hands. Now, keep plowing, Herbie.
Howdy, mister. You seen anything of Gorilla?
Yeah, he's right in the kitchen there.
Herbie! Hey, Herbie! Herb!
Jethro,
Yeah, Ellie, what do you want?
have you seen Herbie?
No, I'm looking for him, too, and I better find him before Granny does.
What do you mean?
Well, he done shed his clothes. He's gonna get himself a whooping.
No, he ain't neither. I'm tired of folks being mean to my monkey.
Well, he ain't your monkey, Ellie.
He is so.
He ain't neither.
He is.
He ain't.
Maybelle found him.
Herbie, you get into these overhauls. You got plowing to do.
You leave him be.
Come back here with Mr. Drysdale's hat!
That's Herbie.
He stole Mr. Drysdale's hat.
Mr. Kelly, what is...
Shut up and get in.
Shame! It's all right, don't worry.
Well, Granny, he wasn't much at ironing, but he drives a car real good.
Yonder goes Herbie.
Come back. Let him go. Good riddance.
Does appear we got a hold to a bad ape. Had a real thieving streak.
All right, Pa, and so did Maybelle.
Me too.
Please, Pa, we want a gorilla.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon we hadn't ought to judge a whole patch by one bad melon. Jethro, fetch the truck around.
Well, where are we going?
To the zoo.
Excuse me, Chief, but how long since you've talked to the Clampetts?
I can't get an answer up there. Why?
Oh, well, I don't know if there's any connection, but I just heard a news flash. A wild gorilla has escaped from the zoo.
Come on. Fetch him in here.
Granny, Miss Jean wasn't fooling when she said this rascal was stronger than 12 men.
And if we ever get him calmed down, he's gonna be a wood chopping, plow pulling son of a gun.
Stop that bellering, you ungrateful goober. We took you out of the zoo. You ought to be glad. I said stop it. Turn him loose. Now, come over here and sit down. I'm gonna give you some possum soup.